Lately I was feeling a bit nostalgic, so all I wanted to do is dive into this retro game with good old 2D graphics. I hooked up my 6-year-old Switch, only to find out it's developed a mind of its own. Even though this game is not called Only Up, this is where my controller wanted to take me, which was especially frustrating when encountering enemies. This behavior was also noticeable in the menus and also in the calibration options of the left Joy-Con, regardless if it was attached to the Switch or not. I tried to recalibrate it, but got stuck there as well. So welcome to the FixingForge, where we help this poor Joy-Con find its inner center again. The problem is known as stick drift, and Nintendo offers free repair for this problem in many countries around the world. And it only took them several thousand complaints to do so. Fortunately for you, I'm impatient and pretty nosy, so I took it onto myself. There are new kinds of joysticks using magnetic sensors to minimize the wear on the sticks. But since I'm not that much of a heavy gamer, I stuck to the simpler ones, looking at $18 for 6 or 10 for a pair. iFixit has an excellent guide on this repair with step-by-step photos and descriptions. All the links down below. To get into the Joy-Con you need one of these fancy driving bits. So be sure to check if you have one of those ahead of time. Carefully pry open the case with a plastic tool or guitar pick. Open the case like a book, since the two shells are connected by a thin cable. Since we want to avoid shortening any circuits, we disconnect the battery pack. Now we can gently lift the battery out of the case to get to the screws underneath. The sticky pads remain to glue the battery back in place later. Three not so fancy Phillips screws gone, and we can lift the cover. To get it out of the way, we detach this little connector. The joystick itself is now blocked only by 2 more cables and screws. Gently lift the old module out of its place. The black gasket should remain. Now let's see how it works and if we can find the cause for the failure. The mechanics of the stick itself seem to be intact. After cleaning the graphite contacts on the pad, we can take a closer look. 2 of the contacts appear pristine, but the one on the upper right has 2 scratches in it. When the metal forks slide over this area, they seem to wear down over time. This might have been the root of the stick drift noticeable in the game. Showtime for the replacement. Carefully push the new joystick into its place until it's seated properly and screw it down. Check the movement and click function before reattaching the 3 cables. Fold and screw the cover back in place, while minding the correct seating of the shoulder buttons. Stick the battery pack onto the pads and click the power cable back into the socket. The lights show that the controller has regained power. While closing the two shells, make sure there are no cables hanging out that might get snapped. Moment of truth. It connects and all the buttons still work. After changing the control stick, it needs to be calibrated. It works! Now I can finally start wasting my time in Stardew Valley. Great game, by the way. Even combat is now possible, though the new controller does not improve my skills. But is it worth it? Considering I already owned the defective Joy-Con, the spare part only cost me $5 and took at most half an hour of my time, I would highly recommend this fix. Though of course nothing beats the free repair at Nintendo. All the screws and parts are very tiny, but with the right tools and a steady hand I would still rate it a moderate repair for the average gamer. I hope this could inspire you to try something like this repair yourself. With a little bit of research, many things are fixable. But if you still need a bit more inspiration, watch me repair this next. See you there!